is the color is a bit. Good morning, good morning. This is Coach Meg. We are going to talk about the abundance mindset that we normally talk about. I thought I'll come on here a little bit earlier just to get many of us ready for the day, get ready for the week, to get ready for the day, get ready for the week with a positive mindset and to be encouraged that you're going to have an amazing day. You can decide. Good morning, good morning. We are going to talk about the abundance mindset. This is Coach Meg. It's all good. I thought I'll come on here a little bit earlier just so we can get ready for the day. This is Coach Meg. Good morning. My name is Coach Meg. I am live streaming from London. Let me know where you're watching from. I thought I'll come on here a little bit early so that we can just talk about some business topics. Because when we prepare ourselves mentally, we prepare ourselves that I'm going to have an amazing day. You will have an amazing day. Thank you so much for the likes. Good to see you on here. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. We are going to talk about the abundance mindset so that when you're planning your business, you have the mindset of a champion, that I'm going to do well, I'm going to win, I'm going to attract the right clients. So I talk about the growth mindset, how to be willing to adapt what you are doing so that it's working for you. Because you see, we are responsible for making our life work, right? We are responsible for making our hearts heal. So we have to start our day the right way. So it is like 6:47 in London. So I talk about the growth mindset, how to use social media as leverage to build a lifestyle business, especially if you're over 40. What are the skills that you need to learn to build your dream lifestyle? So I talk about skill set, I talk about mindset, and to be intentional, to start your day the right way. Because when you set your day, it affects everything that you're doing. So let's engage. Tap the screen. If I say anything that is helpful to you, please tap the screen. Let's engage. Let's do this. So what is the abundance mindset? The abundance mindset is believing that anything is possible for me. The abundance mindset, thank you so much for the likes, that anything is possible for me. That you can have a certain level of success, but you can decide, I want to get to the next level. You may be happy in your career right now, but you can decide to get to the next level. Yes, I normally share this on some of my live streams. I come from a healthcare background. I did that for many years. I've worked in 3 different countries. And I decided I wanted to work in business. I wanted to be a part of the solution in the marketplace, to help business owners, to help those who are making a transition. You are struggling with your work, you're not happy, you want to do something else. Yes, so that is the background I have, and my company does digital marketing, which is email marketing, video marketing, and audio marketing. One of my projects that I really enjoy is helping business owners to reach ideal customers every single day. Yes, because digital marketing gives you leverage. Digital marketing gives you leverage so that it doesn't matter if it looks like you're starting small. If you are patient, you keep working your thing, you will see the success that you desire. All of us want to do well. All of us want to live life on our terms. If people are honest, we all want to live life on our terms. We don't want to be controlled by somebody else. Thank you so much for the hearts and the likes. We all want to live a life of freedom. Freedom in our minds. Freedom in our families. Freedom in our communities. But we have to be willing to do our part, yes, on a regular basis. And what I've learned on my own journey is the abundance mindset. We have to be willing to develop the abundance mindset. That your whole body must believe that what you are working on is going to work. So for example, some of you may be doing a job that you don't like, right? You're not happy about it. But you have to really take it seriously that unless you do something different, everything will stay the same. Unless you are willing to do something different, nothing will change. Yes? And I also speak to those in the diaspora. Some of us live in different countries. We don't live in our homeland. We are where we are for a reason. So you have to make the most of every opportunity wherever you are. Those of you who live in the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, somewhere else, you have to be willing to take advantage of where you are. You have to be willing to have the humility to learn something new. Yes? So digital marketing. Digital marketing is such a powerful tool. You can support other businesses by helping them with email marketing. Email marketing you can do in any part of the world. Email marketing you can do in any part of the world. You can do it while you're on holiday. But you have to be willing to go through the training. You have to be willing to go through the mindset. Yes, and the confidence. And to know that big companies need people who can help them. The money is already there. Especially in the West, nobody should be struggling financially. The money is already there. But people don't understand, if you're not willing to exchange your time for the right projects, yes, not low income jobs for the rest of your life, no. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Big companies have the budgets to pay somebody who is willing to help them with the skill set that they need. So big companies need email writers. I have software with a list of companies that you can email these companies, and these companies will let you know if you are the right fit for them. But you have to be willing to go through the training. You have to be willing to do something completely different, yes? If any of us are not happy with the jobs that we do, we have to be willing to do things differently. That is why I started this live stream early, because I felt on my heart that I need to inspire people that the way you start your day is important. Start the day with, yes, I'm going to do whatever needs to be done today. Yes, that I'm going to do whatever needs to be done today to make sure my life is moving forward. If you're in a job that you're not happy with, unless you take different choices, make different choices, nothing will change. Yes. Now, we have entertainment, yes? We have entertainment online, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I want to say is, if you know that financially you're not in a good place, you cannot afford to enjoy too much entertainment like everybody else. It's the truth. We cannot afford to enjoy too much entertainment if our life is not where we want it to be. Does that make sense? This is really helpful coaching. We have to be willing to take our life seriously and decide, I cannot spend my time like everybody else. Some of us are going to be the first millionaires in our family. We cannot be like everybody else. We cannot behave like everybody else. We cannot spend our time like everybody else. We cannot work like everybody else. I was thinking, even like all these social groups and it's like, be intentional. Check, how can I become a better person? How can I become stronger mentally? How can I become more confident? How can I contribute more to this company where I am, right? Because you see, our jobs we are spending time in our jobs. Yes, and we cannot waste our time. Don't waste your time in a company just to pay the bills. Ooh! Whatever job we have, it's not just to pay the bills, it's to think, how can I use the money that I'm making now to build a bigger company that will bring in more income for me, to support me, so that when I retire, it will be comfortable retirement. If you are a person of faith, there's no retirement for Christians. People who believe the word of God, there's no retirement. Even in our 70s, 80s, we'll be working, solving problems in the marketplace, being a blessing to our own people, yes, in the community, right? So how do you make sure that whatever you are doing is helping you? Think, okay, in my career right now, what will it be like in the next 10 years? Yes? Think about it this way. What will my career be in the next 10 years? Because nothing will change unless you make a different decision. Let's tap the screen, guys. This is important. Listen, I worked in healthcare for many years. I've worked in 3 different countries. Okay. So, listen, people who are willing to learn how to use AI, they will not be left behind. Yes? Azure folks, are you using ChatGPT? If you're not using ChatGPT and If you are not using ChatGPT to help you to speed up what you are doing, yes, people are not willing to use AI. They're the ones who will be left behind. I use ChatGPT in my business. In my digital marketing, I use ChatGPT. Yeah? So everything that is changing, the world has changed. Okay. Okay, very good. But this is the other thing that I think, Azure folks, jobs like in healthcare, we will still need the human touch. We are human beings. You don't even need to question some things. We will need the human touch. They can program the robots. You guys can program the robots, right, to do certain tasks. But there is something about human connection that people will resist. Yes? Yeah. If a bit can do it smarter and faster, I don't see why not. Absolutely. Anything that can do things smarter and better, it's more exciting. Like right now, I have a goal to build multiple YouTube channels because I can use ChatGPT for content, edit it, and put it out, right? I can use CapCut to create videos. But that's my personal choice. I still want to make sure I have the human touch, that people can see my face, people can hear, my voice. Because listen to this, I saw I don't know what other people are doing. They're using respected leaders. We need good capitalism, Azure folks. We need good capitalism. That's people, like the vulnerable, the elderly, the kids, those who can't do things by themselves. We need good capitalism. We need good capitalism because socialism has never worked. Communism has never worked. All those ideologies have never worked. There's always been the elite groups, right? So good capitalism is good. And this is what I like to say, that create your own economy. It's one of the things I'm really passionate about, creating your own economy, how to work out, how can I use the job that I have now to create my own economy, build my own business or businesses. Because some people are wise, they can tell that things will actually get worse. That's how the world is. Yes, things that don't work will get worse. And things that work will get better. So each of us have to decide, do I want to be on the side of things that are working or things that no longer work? Yes? Absolutely. But you know what, Azure folks, I know what you mean. I felt this challenge many years. What the key is, here is a secret I'm going to say. All of us we all have a way of solving the same problems differently. That's where the key is, yes? We all have a different way of presenting a solution to the same problem that somebody else is doing. When I started my coaching, I looked at other different coaches and I didn't want to be like everybody else because I'm different, right? We are all different. And that's where the key is. So one of the things that I talk about is your personal brand. Building your personal brand is the most powerful way to reposition yourself in the marketplace so you're not like everybody else. I am grateful that I'm actually, I'm a different skin tone, I'm a different gender, right? I have different work and life experience. So when you bring all those things together, that's your personal brand. Yes? So do not be afraid. We can all be different because we solve problems differently. Yes, my life experience informs me. My faith background informs me. So whatever I do, it cannot be like anybody else. There is no way. Yes, and that's the key. It's when we are trying to be like everybody else, that's where it may not work. Yes, it's identifying how am I different. And that's what I do in my coaching. And at the moment, I have a 6 to 12 month program to start brainstorming ideas, to bring your genius. Yes, it's hard, but remember, on this live stream, we're talking about the abundance mindset, right? Good know, that's a good thing actually. I like that. I like a good challenge. If people want good products and are different, that's good. So we have to go to the drawing board, yes, and think, how can I present my products differently? Yes. And we have to choose what is easier. Listen, Azuri, please check out Dr. Benjamin Hardy. He's on YouTube. He talks about how to 10x your life and your business, how to think differently. There's another guy, I can't remember his name. He talks about how if you are willing to stand alone, even in 6 months, your whole life can change because you can provide solutions in the marketplace that are different from everybody else. And it's true. Customers want good products, yes? So for example, in my situation, because I've worked in three different countries, I'm not like any other nurse who has a similar background, right? Because even within healthcare, the way I worked, the way I functioned was different. The choices I made, the decisions I made were different from everybody else. Yes? So let's say I create a digital product, a roadmap for somebody who's in the healthcare background, how they can step into the entrepreneur space. Because I know some nurses already, yes, from my own background. The mindset, because of the conditioning, some of them, it takes them a while. Some of them, they eventually acquiesce, they realize she's right. Because of the conditioning, it's like, oh, how can I make a difference? Okay, let's see. Most millionaires are made in errors, the .com internet and how AI, and now AI, but that market is overcrowded. Azuri, listen. The world is too big. AI has created a lot of opportunities. It is not overcrowded. It really isn't. There's 8 billion people. The key is to identify how can I do what I do differently and to go on the hunt for solving problems in your space. For example, this is my mindset. For example, in healthcare, what does the healthcare industry do that could be done faster? Yes? This is where the opportunities are. Okay? Yes, that's what I mean. You see, within the same sentence, one sentence you said it's hard, the next you said there's an opportunity. That's what I mean. That's why I'm talking about the abundance mindset. Anywhere things are done so slowly, so painfully slow. Oh my goodness. When I go on holiday in Africa, there are times I'm like, and I'm not saying all parts. Let's not even get that wrong. There are people in Africa who understand how the marketplace is moving, and they are moving really fast. But I remember seeing some things like, why does it have to take so long, right? And where you have to pay somebody extra to get your passport done quickly. I'm like, why don't you just, on the website, put an express service? Why does it have to be like people have to pay extra to an individual? Why don't you make it an express service? So listen, there are opportunities in the world right now. There are more millionaires who are going to arise out of this AI revolution. Because whatever has been done that is too slow or is still being done at such a slow pace, how can we do it faster? Yes? That's where the opportunities are. How can we do it faster? Guys, let's tap the screen. Let's engage because the algorithm picks up. This coach is delivering value. Yes? Anything that is being done that is too slow, how can we do it faster? One of the things I did before I left health is I started supporting the elderly in the community. And some of the agencies, listen to this, some of the home care agencies, there's a huge opportunity in home care. For those that have the heart for it and they're ready. I've done it, I had compassion fatigue and I had to walk away. Some of the agencies realized we can't be using the same folders, writing notes, taking too long. They started using software where you document using your tablet or your laptop, all the different tasks that you're doing, yes? Instead of having to write, oh, this is how the patient was today, this is what happened, this is what didn't work, you could document using your laptop, yes? So that was one of the fastest ways. Of course, even that needs to be upgraded. I remember one company I worked with, I was subcontracting with them. I really liked it, but I saw so many things that could be changed, but I'm not really passionate for that. There are things that can be done better. So I decided that that's really not for me. What's another thing? You see, my mindset, that's why I talk about these things. That's why I coach, because I can't do all the different ideas I get. Yes? There is always a better way to do something, a faster way. People want speed. That is why Amazon took off so well. Jeff Bezos, he recognized the need for speed, and the rest is history. And he didn't even start with products, right? He started selling books. And there are people who are not willing to start somewhere small. You can start somewhere small. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people say. And I think that's another challenge of people with a professional and academic background. The feeling of, oh, I'll look like an amateur, I'll look silly, people are going to be laughing at me because I've been so high in my profession, I've attained so many levels, certain level of respect. I like to say, do not be a prisoner of your own success. Do not be trapped by your own success. Because life is always changing. Dr. Benjamin Hardy said, do not plateau in your life. He's an organizational psychologist. Please check him out. He's on YouTube. He delivers such excellent quality content that will challenge anybody to think. Yes, that you can think you've arrived, but if you have the potential to do more, to accomplish more in your lifetime, you have not arrived. You are not successful yet. You may even be a multimillionaire. You may even be making 7-8 figures. You may even be a billionaire. But if you have the potential to do more, you have to keep going, because this is what happens. Listen, this is what happens. When you get to a level where you feel like you've arrived and there's nothing else, you can start to self-medicate. This is why we hear these stories of people who became successful and they self-destructed. Yes? I'm not telling anybody. I am giving general knowledge and value and advice. When you get to a level, that you feel you are successful and you're not willing to do more. By the way, Camille, what's wrong with my advice? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Yes? What's wrong with that? If this is not the live stream for you, you can keep going, keep moving. Yes? Keep moving, Camille. Yes? Keep moving, Camille. If this is not the live stream for you, keep moving. Okay? When you get to a level in life where you feel like you've arrived, there's different levels of success. When you find the person that you wanted to marry, you struggled to get into a relationship, it was really difficult to find a good person, you went through some really bad relationships, and then you find somebody, it finally works. There are people who decide to settle, and that's a mistake. They stop working on the relationship. Camille, I don't think I follow your trend of thoughts. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyhow, somebody said something. Let's see. Somebody was here from the beginning. Career stuff. Azuri Fox. Okay. You said career stuff. Wherever you are in life, when a person feels like they've succeeded, I'm a person who does a lot of research, Camille. Yes, I'm not just a coach who talks from nowhere. I do a lot of research. One coach said, when he was working with people who are living in rundown communities, where there's a lot of poverty and a lot of crime, and when he was working for highly successful people who've made millions, they've done really well, he was surprised that the fears are the same. You can get to a certain level of success in life and you start being afraid of losing all your money. You start being afraid of keeping your family together. Every level of life has different types of fears. And one of the things I love about being a coach is to help people to not settle where you are, but move to the next level. What do you need to do that will challenge you? Because wherever you are, if you plateau, if you feel like you have arrived, you stop learning. There is no leader who must settle. There is no leader that must settle. Wise leaders are always learning. What can I do differently? How can I serve my community better? How can I be a better communicator? How can I learn to connect with people better? One guy said how he became hugely successful because the government made a mistake. By the time they were checking what was wrong with his business, he had managed to fix the problems in his business and he was able to pay off his debts. Absolutely. And when you're a sheep with the lion's heart, you can tell when somebody's misleading you. You can be a sheep with the lion's heart, you can tell when somebody's misleading you. Even like here on social media, yes? I hear people say all sorts of things. I don't that much anyway because but I would hear people say, oh, email marketing doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't work. When you have a lion's heart, you check things out for yourself. You don't rely on what somebody else said. Yes? You check things out for yourself because at the end of the day, you have to deal with the consequences of the fallout or the wrong decisions. Yes? That's what leadership is. That is what self-governance is. Taking ownership. Like if something doesn't work out, I have nobody to blame. Brian Tracy said, it's about understanding, take responsibility for your decisions. If you are not at the level where you are financially, take responsibility. What do I need to do? What can I do differently? Not to be codependent on waiting for somebody to bail you out. Think, what problem can I solve in the marketplace, right? Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Life gets interesting. It's, life becomes interesting when you have this heart, the beginner's mindset, like, how can I do things differently, right? And not to have this mindset like, oh, I'm older now, I should know better. No. We were all exposed to different knowledge when we were growing up. Some of us were dealing with different traumas, yes? While other people were getting ahead. I want to say this, somebody may need this. This might be life-changing. While other people were getting ahead, you were dealing with traumas and all sorts of things. So you didn't have the opportunity, right? That is why we cannot measure ourselves with other people. That is not smart. We all have to decide, okay, I have the opportunity now. What can I do differently? Like in my case, I decided, what's the point of complaining? Because I would see my colleagues and associates complaining about the hours are long and, they don't pay enough money. They pay what they pay. Companies decide how much they pay. It was my responsibility to decide I don't want to be limited. I don't want to be limited by any company. I remember working with a really difficult elderly client. Oh my goodness, I remember thinking, I will not allow myself to be in a situation where my income depends on if somebody likes me or not. I refuse that. I refuse to allow another person to determine how much I make based on if they like me or not. Heck no. No. So most of my digital marketing is self-taught. I had to learn how to download software and read and understand. How do I find the ideal companies that I want to work with? Which companies do I need to email that I can do their email marketing for, right? How do I design websites? Which are the best websites? Which are the best website platforms or templates I can use right now? Yes? Because this is why I talk about the abundance mindset. It means there is no limits. Web design, sales letters. Yes? You can ask ChatGPT to write you a sales letter to your ideal customers. Then of course, you must own the content. You have to go through and edit it. It has to sound like you. That's the mistake, because I'm sure a lot of people will make, we have to be careful of that. Yes? So we started with the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset is deciding there is nobody that can limit my lifestyle. I am free to choose my lifestyle. And I'm on that journey growing and helping others to do the same. For example, I decided many years ago I wasn't happy with my Facebook accounts. Social media is leverage. So I decided to followers at the time, but they were not engaging, and there's all sorts of reasons why that happens. So I shut it down and I left it alone, and I focused on TikTok. On TikTok, I managed to get to about 24,000 at the moment, right? You can check my account now, which is good, but not everybody engages, and that doesn't matter, because here it is. I'm going to say something important for those of you who want to build your business. It is not about how many people are following you. It's about how consistent you are and being consistent with the message that you are sharing, yes, to your community, to show up on a regular basis. What problem are you solving? I solve the problem of helping people who have had the professional background where we have been conditioned to have the scarcity mindset. There isn't enough money in the world. No, the company you worked for didn't have enough money. Oh yeah. It's a tech. You know what I like about what you said, Azure Folks? And of course you have to be smart about that. You cannot be too, the complete opposite where people are put off. Yes. And I think I agree with what you're saying in a sense, Azure Folks. It's where you are challenging what people believe about that industry. Thank you so much for those of you who are following. I forget to do a shout out. I move with speed. I do apologize about that, but I appreciate you following and all the likes. Thank you so much. Here is something I'm going to say, Azure Folks. Those who are winning in the marketplace are people who are challenging what people have always believed. Yes? There are things that people believe in every industry, but those of us that are willing to challenge certain ideas in the marketplace, helping people to realize that, no, actually, it's not true. Like for me, right? I'm talking about the abundance mindset. There are people who have the working class mindset because I was there, conditioned to think there isn't enough money to go around because you are paid a certain amount every month, right? And I always give this story one day when a client paid me more than I had ever made when I worked in the healthcare industry. I was literally shaking because, not literally, but I could feel myself shaking like, wow, that's how I was traumatized. I don't like the scarcity mindset. So that is part of my messaging, helping people to overcome the scarcity mindset and to understand there's a lot of money going around. Money has never left the planet. There is a lot of finances. You have to be willing to jump into the stream. That's the key. You have to be willing to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. And every person is free to decide, do you want to be a part of the solution or do you want to stay as part of the problem? I decided to go on the other side. I want to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Yes? And one of the things I enjoy about my work that I do is it is setting families free. Because when the parents change their way of thinking, the children are free to think like entrepreneurs. And that is how we break generational poverty and create generational wealth, yes? It's changing our thinking. Say, for example, like YouTube. YouTube is going to be epic for a lot of people who are willing to do that. I used to feel reluctant, like, no, I'm not sure, because I used to think like everything has to be so good. But what I had to overcome first was my own mindset. So I took some of my content here on TikTok and put it on YouTube just to get the account up and running. Yes? And now I'm so excited about it. One of my coaches, every Monday and Thursday, he posts new content. This is a guy who, now I'm going to say something important. Many of us, our careers have conditioned us to think that's who we are, that is your identity. This is very, very important. Because of the jobs that we've had, we settle for a life that we don't have to settle for. Yes? We have to be willing to explore that we are more than the job titles. We are more than our relationship titles. We have to be willing to challenge that. And when you challenge that and start to explore your own identity, your gifts, your talents, your solutions in the marketplace, your way of thinking, you start producing results for others. Yes? So one of my coaches, there was a time he didn't know what is possible for him. So he was a trash man, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's about the income and how hard it is. And if it is your business, that's different. Yes? So he decided he didn't want to do that anymore. So he did different things. And now the rest is history. He works with Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels. Yes? He speaks in a lot of those events that Russell Brunson does. He said something that made sense to me. He said, a lot of people believe if everything outside changes, my life will change. Jim Rohn also used to believe that. If the government changes, if we have a different leader in government, if we have a different pastor, if we have a different parent, if we have a different CEO, when it comes to our personal lives, you have to decide. When I change, that's when everything changes. That is why I decided to change my own internal programming, my own internal wiring. Yes? And to understand that there is a lot of abundance in the world. I just need to understand how money works and what customers need in the marketplace. Yes? Transformation happens from within, the inside out. What you put in your heart will come out. What you feed your mind with will show up in your bank accounts. When we're not willing to change, when we are easily distracted because of social media, whatever it is, sometimes it's not even social media. If we choose entertainment more than progress, we have no one to blame. If we choose entertainment and distraction more than progress, there's nobody to blame. We are fully responsible. Yes? Successful people are proactive. Successful people are, and let me say this, I need to be careful. What I mean is success according to your potential, according to your abilities. Some of us, we can do epic things. We can make a difference in our economy, in our environment. Yes, anybody who's made a difference, whatever we like, that's making life better, it's because somebody was willing to do something about it. Tai Lopez talked about how a lot of people say Elon Musk this, Elon Musk that, but Elon Musk was house sharing with so many others who've all created software in the marketplace that makes a difference. Yes? So the people you surround yourself with, that is important. Elon Musk is different. You can go and check Tai Lopez and all the research that he did. Tai Lopez was one of those as well who started talking about creating a social media marketing agency will change your life. And there was a lot of negativity around him at the time, but he continued going. When you know you've got something that's good, when you know you're going to make a difference in the lives of people, you just keep going. And this is not for everybody. Yes? So what I talk about is not for anybody who cares too much what other people say about you, or you are too concerned people will like you or not like you. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so let me read something. In the economy, what happens is the pie doesn't share, it grows. Not counting inflation, that stinks. It is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. How did you make the transition into your own business? I had to make a decision. I wanted better than where I was. Thank you, Yvette. Good question. I had to make a decision. It was my responsibility. It was not up to the NHS to change. It was not up to the UK government to change how much they pay. I decided it was up to me. Yes, I saw doctors striking I think last year, or was it this year as well? And I was like, oh, I wish people understood. And yes, we need people that stand up to make things change. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Let me give the balance. Not everybody wants to be a business owner. Some people, yes, they need to stay where they are. Yes, that is important. We can't have all the surgeons and all the doctors, all the nurses becoming business owners. Who's going to take care of the sick? That's not what I mean. What I mean is there are people who know there is something else for you. Yes? And so you have to make a decision. One of the fastest growing YouTube channels is a guy who used to be a doctor. He used to be a doctor and he decided to start his own YouTube channel. I'm not sure if he's left medicine completely, but he's a YouTuber and his account has been growing, like just exploding. Yes. So I had to make a decision. And this is where a lot of people don't realize. That's where your power is. It's a decision. If you are in a bad relationship, make a decision. You don't like that. You don't like to be treated like that. And you don't like to be codependent. Make a decision. Make your exit strategy. Leave it. Make a plan. Yes? Make a plan. And then the other thing why I decided, I knew there was more to me. I knew that I can do more. I can reach more people. When I was in healthcare, I could only work in one department. And I could not see myself as one of the matrons. Yes. That's just a personal choice. There's some things I didn't like about the system. That's just a personal choice. Because we are all different. This is why. This is why I love the freedom mindset. We are all different. Something that I don't like, some people may be okay with it. And that is okay. Yes? I hope somebody's getting what I'm saying here. You are free to be different. The important thing is be useful to the human race. Be a part of the solution, part of the problem, not part of the problem. That is my message. How do you make sure you're part of the solution? Start a business that will not only change your life, but will also make a difference in the world. Even if it's your own community. Yes? I live in London at the moment. So part of my assignment is not just London. I'm online as well. Is to help anybody that understands that what I'm talking about is the freedom mindset, where I'm not just based in London. If I'm not happy to stay in London, I can work anywhere else. Yes? Tim Ferriss is the one who started with the 4-hour work week. Yes? And a lot of us were a little bit suspicious of that. Like, what is he talking about? Can you imagine how vindicated he feels? He used to say it, you can work 4 hours. Now with digital marketing, because anything new, humans don't like it. We get suspicious. We are fascinating in that way. Okay, let me ask some questions. Giving the consumer the thing they didn't know they needed creates the solution to the problem. Yes. Okay. A lot of professionals in my case don't know. They don't need to stay in a job they don't like. They can start working online. They can work from anywhere in the world. So that is part of my message. And I show up on YouTube as well. I'm also on Instagram, growing my account there. I'm also on Facebook. Okay. Let's see. Thank you so much for those of you following. I need to just go back. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Anyway, so any questions? Any questions so far? Good morning, good morning. There are a lot of professionals who don't realize that you don't have to stay where you are. You just need to learn a few things. This is what I do, and I'll be doing webinars as well, so that if you are working long hours to make the income you are making, you can double your income with the knowledge that you have. Okay, millions of people work from home online, like you said. Do you know how many people struggle with being consistent? Do you know how many people who work from home who still struggle with understanding how to make the most of digital marketing? Do you know how many people don't realize that you can use multi-channel marketing? That you don't have to follow what everybody else is doing? The market is alive, as it reports. I don't agree with that one. What's a decent monthly salary to live comfortably in London? 60k. 60k. But if you have my mindset, it would be 100k, 6 figures. Yeah. The world is huge. There's so many different ways to solve the same problem. Yes. Okay, so any questions so far? Anybody who is struggling professionally? Okay. Okay. You have a degree in psychology? Okay, brilliant. Queen Shola, I appreciate you so much. This is amazing, incredible. What you can do with the knowledge that you have right now, start a blog on WordPress. You can start it free, yes? The ideas that you have learned, there is a huge need in the marketplace for positive psychology, yes? There's a big need. You are going to be encouraged. Come back and let me know. Queen Shola, go on WordPress. And I know you want some fast solutions. You need an income. Okay. Here are some solutions. I'm going to do some free coaching here so that everybody understands. Although I do paid packages, I'm going to give some free helpful advice so you know that my heart is to help every person that needs help. And those that can, they already know they can pay me. Okay. So we have Queen Shola. What you can do, Queen Shola, like I said, go on WordPress and do some research on positive psychology. And can you also go to PubMed? Yes, PubMed, P-U-B-M-E-D. One of the most helpful resources to help you to find some research. The research that's already done for you. Say maybe it's a topic that you are interested in. Because always think solution